everybody, welcome to Eccentric Sunshine Tarot. For those that are new, which we're all going to be new with this video and like two others that are on there, but for those that are new, if you haven't already, please watch the intro video. It says everything that's needed, I believe. And yeah, I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to hop into the reading if we can. I'm going to do a little bit of cleansing here. So this is a cleansing oil that I came up with that I think helps to neutralize the energy, bring a little peace. It is literally lemon essential oil and lavender essential oil, and in a jojoba and argan and coconut oil blend, carrier oil blend. But anyway, I like to do that before we get started with the cards. I have cards over here on the side. I'm going to let you know that today, and you know what, let's move this a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm going to move it back maybe. Today, right there's good, I think. We're going to do the four. I've got like 40 some decks. We're going to use some combination of at least one, obviously. Between Pagan, Other Worlds, Tarot of Traditions, the Somnia Tarot, and then I've also got the Gold and Black Tarot that I love. I love that one. And I think to start, that is the one we probably should use. So we're going to do that. All right, I'm going to do one. Sorry. Occasionally I'll use a crystal to help guide me and understand. I don't know if we'll get into that today. And as I do describe in my intro video, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate at all, don't try and make it fit, please. I do shuffle on camera. It does get a little loud. I am so sorry. But I think it's necessary. These cards don't shuffle with us. So that you can feel a little bit more confident in the cards that come out. I will say while I'm shuffling that I thank you for being here. And I know you could choose any reader to follow or listen to. Oh yeah, I should have said that in the intro video. If you're new to YouTube, please follow and like. Please do that every time that you can. The more interaction there is with the video, the more that it gets seen by others. And yeah, I think that's it actually. I don't know. Actually, I was gonna say something else and I forgot. So, whatever. I'm going to do one more. Goddess, God's universe, my guides, my spirit guides. Please allow whatever messages that are meant for whoever is seeing this video to come out, whatever they are allowed to know, for the good of one to the ill of none. Thank you so much for talking with us today. Alright. This is a general reading. A message for whoever is going to see this video. Goddess, God's universe, my guides, my spirit guides. Let's try and do one card at a time, please. Whatever message is supposed to come out, where you're allowed to know, please use the cards to communicate. And I understand that some of these cards might be hard to see, so we'll go through them. I'll tell you about them. Let's move it over. That's the Knight of Cups right there. Whatever message is allowed to come out. Try to do one card at a time. Please allow the messages to come out. Okay, that's two. I'm going to go with that one. So you have a Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, and then you have the Hierophant. I don't feel like there's a debate here about how to send a message, relay a message. Oh. I'm sorry, there was another card here. That one was there. Which might explain why I felt that way. Five of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Knight of Wands. Three of Wands. Are there any additional messages that should filter through? Any messages there? Submit. I said the word submit. I didn't mean to, but that's what came out. Wheel of Fortune. I think that one's important. King of Cups. Oh, King of Cups. Ooh, okay, well, Cups, probably. Let's go with that. That's the more logical reason I said that. King of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. That's not a knight, that's page. What actions can he take? And there's the King of Cups. Maybe I did call it. What action can he take? What action can he take? Chariot. Five of Swords. 5 and 5 and 5. We have 3 5s on the table. And the Magician. And let's do, I think this is the story. That's what it feels like. And I think there is a message of advice. What's the advice here after the Magician? What's the advice here? Options. Decisions. What's the advice here? Spirit. God has got you. Universe, my guides. Options and decisions. What's the advice here? Queen of Cups. Whatever you decide in love. That's what I think. Heart center. Wolf. Truth. Alright. I am not going to take the cards that failed. Shoot, I have to now because I saw it. There's the Lovers. I think this is the advice. Whatever you choose, make sure it's from the heart center. Truth came out with that, and the Lovers. So let's talk about it for a minute, and then we're going to clarify. And I'm going to use I'm going to use the Tarot of Traditions to clarify. I'll put those right here for right now. So we have Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, Hierophant, 5 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Knight of Wands, 3 of Wands. I feel like, although this is not traditional, it's not traditional at all, to go from the Knight to the Page, it could be that this is 2 energies talking to each other, and one is a little elevated. One is more assured of what their feelings are. The other one is like, well, I mean, I know I care about you. I know I love you. I know, like, depending on the situation. And then the Hierophant here, which is a 5, usually talking about a divine union. A union that was ordained above our pay grades, okay? Blessed, even. But then out in the cold. So I feel like these energies are not they're not matching. They might both be in the feelings, but they're not matching. And the Queen of Swords is telling me that it's because action is that's the only thing that she's going to accept. At this point, it's not about the feelings. The tangible is that they're in the cold. The 2 individuals are not doing well as far as communicating goes. They're still in it. They're beaten. They're battered. They're bruised. but they're out in the cold. They're still walking. That's the important piece. So for those that are paying attention and or know anything about tarot, this can mean that, you know, like it's a downfall financially, that you could be going through a rough time with like employment or whatever, or you're going place to place looking for jobs, things like that. But with the cups to the Hierophant to here, I think this is about a relationship, okay? And the Queen of Swords is looking at this Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is about passion. Wands are about passion and action, okay? That fiery energy. Who's that? Aries, Leo, Sag. Queen of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. I believe. I'm going to end up in a cheat sheet somewhere so I don't ever tell you the wrong thing. But always just fact check me. I mean, like, that's really the simplest thing to do. You don't need to take my word as, like, gospel, right? You need to use a little bit of your own intuition and judgment and fact-finding in these readings. But she's looking at this Knight. And what I'm hearing is this is about what are you willing to do? It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter where you are. What are you willing to do about it? And then there's the wait and see, the Three of Wands. The decision was already made, because Two of Wands is like a decision, okay? Path that's chosen, usually looking at the globe, but regardless, Two of Wands, looking at a path or looking away from the path, depending on how the card, the art in the card typically, and again, going through traditional imagery. The Three of Wands then is about like that choice, that path was already chosen. Sometimes it is a matter of looking out at the ships that are at sea, waiting for the ships to come in, you know, what treasure is available. But sometimes it's about looking at everything that has to be done. Which direction do you go now that you've chosen the path, now that you've made the decision? The Queen of Swords is saying, what are you going to do? This is where you decide. You made the choice. You decide which way to go. What is the action to take? The Wheel of Fortune then turns. The Wheel of Fortune is always turning. Note that it is not always turning to something good. It is not always turning to something bad. It really just depends. And this reading, in this message for whoever this is for, the Wheel of Fortune is turning the King of King of Pentacles, who I believe is trying to figure out what is the best action to show. This King of Pentacles, who is master of his domain, he is master of all things tangible, his job, his home, his finances, he's got all that on lock. But he knows he needs to take action. She said it. What are you willing to do? What do you want? And so here comes this perhaps spark of aha, because it's a Page of Wands. Pages are usually like aces, kind of like an opportunity, but also they are messengers, kind of like the knights, right? The message may not be as big or grand as a knight would be. It's not the actual action per se, but in this, it's what can I say so that I'm also being heard, that I am the king of my emotions, so I can be the king of my emotions and move forward. Chariot, Major Arcana. During a time of disagreement, which I go back to this, Five of Swords. Again, a five of Swords, Five of the Hierophant, Five of Pentacles. Fives are, there's a couple readers that I follow, and I have believed this for a long time because of where they fall in each suit. They are the moment of change. So there's definitely change that's coming in. The fact that it's swords, the fact that you have a knight, the fact that you have kings here, I say this is pretty big change. The fact that it's a chariot versus the Six of Wands or Six of Swords, and we might see those when we clarify. This says this is moving and trying to figure out how to move with heart, which is so funny. How to move with heart forward through the situation and make the dream work is what I'm hearing. Make the dream work, because there is a dream here. There was a decision made. There's a dream here. Make the dream work. There are options, there are choices, there are decisions. And I think that for this is for the Queen, going back to the Queen of Swords. She can choose to ignore every effort. She can choose to say no to whatever is coming, because it's coming. That's the other thing. The Chariot is moving through this. There are two swords down. He's picked up three. He's looking back at what he's leaving behind. the battle that he has just fought. And perhaps the battle that he's about to fight even more, but usually going into the Six of Swords in a suit that, and I'm trying to teach you along the way if I can, but that means like I'm done with this, right? Moving through this to make the dream work, trying to figure out how to make the dream work. And the Queen of Cups now, the Queen of Swords to the Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles to the King of Cups. This is, she can choose what she does with what comes from this. The advice is do it from heart center. Whatever you choose, walking away, accepting the change, the action, the offer, the message, whatever it is, do it with heart and in truth. And I think for the way that I see this is for the good of the one being the unit, whoever needs to hear that. And there are many different types of units, but the Lover's here. That's what it is, the truth. These are two people that truly care about each other deeply. There is real love here, and they both want it to work. They're doing it in different ways. This person, the Queen of Swords, this energy is like, I'm glad you love me. Thank you. Yes. We could already be married. We could want to get married. We could want to just be together in union, right? Hierophant. But what are you willing to do about it to make that happen? That's necessary for this queen to see action. And the king is like, all right, the wheel is turning. There's not so much time because, time. Jupiter. Who was I listening to? And they were talking about Jupiter. Jupiter, I think, is in retrograde. And will be for a minute. But time is not always on our side. That needs to be noted. Not in this physical life, right? We are not guaranteed a single second. We might be guaranteed multiple lifetimes, and we don't even know that, right? We don't have any of this on lock. And I keep saying that, on lock. So that's important for somebody. But anyway, this is time is a human thing. And the reason it's a human thing is because we're only here but for a second. In the big picture, big scheme. So you can't, what's this? You can't diddle daddle, is that right? Because the wheel is always moving. You got to take action. You got to say something. You got to do something. You got to say something. You got to do something. And that's how you move forward. That's how you make the dream work. And the advice is for whoever's listening in this energy of the queen, whatever you decide to do with what is presented to you, make sure you do it from heart. So let's clarify. I'm going to use, what did I say? Yep. Let's see if I got this right, because that's what it feels like to me. Tarot of Traditions. So I want to clarify the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. Is this two different energies? Is this one person downgrading from movement to message, intention, to contemplation even? Because that Page of Cups is standing still. Or are these two different people that are just not aligning at this moment? The Nine of Cups to the Page of Cups. Is this two people? Can we get a clarification, please, guys? Guys, universe, my guys, please. In this message, the Knight of Cups and Page of Cups. Is this two people or one person who's gone from movement to contemplation? I'm going to say two people. Although I love how we have that twice. Because we have the answer in two. It could also be about contemplation. Can you give me one more card about this? That could also be a side message for somebody dealing with someone who's been in contemplation. And then you have strength, which can also be courage, making a decision. All right, so definitely I feel strongly that it's two people for someone out there who's listening to this message, and then for another person or group of people, that this is about contemplation of union and finding the strength and the courage to say what's necessary. Hierophant to the Five of Pentacles. Hierophant to the Five of Pentacles. That is the holding pattern. Look at it differently. The Queen. Is that for the Queen who is asking for action? Look at it differently. Research. That's a sword. Page of Swords. And then you have the World. Moving into a different cycle or closing one. Moving into a different cycle or closing one. And I'm going to say, with the Temperance, we have a lot of major arcana energy here. That is definitely about moving into, and it is about the alchemy, the perfect mix, the timing again. This is timing. Closing, beginnings is the World, or big. It can be about big changes, big mixings, big movements, patience, since you have Hanged Man and the Temperance. This is about waiting. Oh my goodness. Lots of cards. I don't know what's what. But we have the Lovers. I can't show all of these up close. So with distance, hopefully we don't get in trouble. But we have the Lovers. Again, confirmation here. We have the Fool. And we have the Ace of Cups. Taking a chance on a new beginning. Taking a chance on an offer. I really look at this Ace of Cups. It depends on who you are. This is an offer. It's in a hand. It doesn't mean, because it's an ace, doesn't mean that it's a brand new person. It means it's a brand new way of doing things. That Temperance, the World, the Page, the Queen, who's like, you know, hello. Knight of Wands, whoa. All right. God's Universe, I'm going to ask that you slow down for me. Knight of Wands to the Three of Wands. Knight of Wands to the Three of Wands. Is this about waiting? Is this about waiting? Your turn. That's what I just heard. Your turn. I've got the Two of Cups here. This is definitely about love, y'all. I mean, there's no way around this. Definitely about a union. I'm going to put this here. I might put, well, we'll clarify with another deck back too. But anyway, so then you got the Wheel of Fortune to the King of Pentacles and the Page of Wands to the King of Cups. So what I'm seeing here, God's Universe, can you clarify? Yep. Decisions. Making the decisions. Making the decisions. Emperor. What does he need to do to show that he is in control of all of it? What does he need to do to show that he's mastered? Because the Emperor is the king of all kings. Cups, Pentacles, Swords. Deep feelings. Deep feelings. And perhaps hiding something. Intention. Can you tell me, God's Universe, hiding intention? Because we have the Chariot then. Perhaps hiding intention. Whoa. Okay, deep feelings. We got the Hermit. We got the Hermit here. I'm gonna actually put this here. Deep feelings, because the Hermit is about going inward, trying to master those emotions, trying to sift through, trying to see in the dark. And then the King of Cups to the Chariot, the movement through the Five of Swords into the Magician. What is, can you give me a clarifying card or two, please, God's Universe? What is the message here? Oh, we're just gonna, that is the action. That is the movement. Where is this king moving to, this Emperor with deep feelings? Where is this king moving to as we get to the Magician? What are this Emperor, this king's intentions here? Moving. Eight of Wands. Communication, action, Chariot. What are the intentions here? Where is this king moving? Towards this union with this person? This queen who is asking for action, there's a tower. Okay. And the tower is this towards this queen. Where's this emperor moving towards? The intentions, going deeper than the intentions to move forward. The intentions to move forward in a tower. The intentions to move forward in a tower. And then what? Four of Wands. Four of Wands. Four of Wands and escape. The intentions of moving forward, tower, saying goodbye to a home, to a foundation, because they're waving like bye. And then the Seven of Swords. And there is one reader that I follow, Minnow Pond, and on that channel they talk a lot about the Seven of Swords, how it gets a bad rap, and I agree 100%, because it could be lying, cheating, stealing, but it is considered also escapism of sort, and sometimes it's leaving with only what you need and leaving behind what you don't. Seeing this action, seeing this tower, seeing this foundation. Four of Wands is about foundation, it's about home, and seeing this. What is he? Okay, king is the emperor and the king, or king, emperor. Let me clarify. So we're just gonna say this. This individual sitting in their power, trying to master their emotions and going within. Tower to the Four of Wands to the Seven of Swords. Is that to join in union? I think I'm going to need a different deck, yeah. Alright. Yep, I'm going to need a different deck. So I'll say that in a second. And then the advice being options, doing so with love, heart center. I don't feel like I need to clarify this, but I'm just going to ask one last time. Queen of Cups here with the Ace of Swords and the Lovers. Sitting in truth, heart center. Moving in heart center. Any clarifying card for the advice here? No? Victory. And I said victory earlier, I remember that. So moving forward. Heart center, victory. Let's see what that comes out to. Alright. I'm going to go to, Pagan of the Woods. I don't think we'll use Somnia today. And I just want to clarify a couple things, and then we're going to close this story out, because I think for those that are resonating, you probably already know what this is about, and it's just a matter of taking certain steps and making sure. I think the advice from the universe here is to do so with heart. Move in heart center. Move from heart center. What I want to know right now. Nope, not doing that. What I want to know right now is this king, this emperor, the chariot, the Five of Swords, and the magician. Asking for clarification about movement. Is he moving towards, are they moving towards the union with these queens? Are they moving towards the union or away from it? Slippery suckers. King of Swords. So now we have three of the kings. That is sitting in their knowledge, which Queen of Swords, King of Swords. Are they moving away from this or towards the union? They are all in their head. So this king is now in a Nine of Swords zone, going through transformation. And what does that look like? Victory. Six of Wands. We have the two again. Oof. Victory for who? And the Three of Wands. The path was already chosen. So it's a matter of getting unstuck mentally and going through the transformation. Okay. Whoa. And there's the Tower. Clarifying for the Tower. Which results in what? Is this King, the person in this King energy moving towards and strength. So we have that twice. We are getting a lot of confirmations. Is the strength, the strength, a new beginning. Okay. Is that a new person? Wait, no. Oh, I asked about union, going into union. I did, and then there's the Moon card again. I asked about union. Going into union. A new union. Full moon. Full moon. Something that was decided around the full moon, which is also around 11/11 if I'm not mistaken. Or the next full moon to come up, which honestly I do not know when that is. But I mean, you have moon in the moon, and I think that really is go within, strength, new union. Is this about leaving an old union behind? The Eight of Pentacles, time, growth, patience, Chariot. Going towards a new union. 3, working together. 3 of Pentacles. Doing the work. Doing the work. Okay. I don't think I can clarify anything yet. Nine of Wands. It's not easy. It's hard. There's a lot to navigate here. Three of Cups. Alright. Before I shuffle this anymore, I need to know, God is God's universe, are you saying that this is a person who is leaving an old union, who's been possibly in a third-party situation and moving in towards a new union, getting out of the third-party situation? Whoa. 2 of Cups. That is my confirmation from the 3 to the 2. And for this Queen of Cups, for the advice, for the person that is listening to this video, listening to this story, Queen of Pentacles, another match in Queens, 9 of Pentacles. Focus on yourself, focus on your own work, focus on yourself, focus on your own work. Forgot that we have the 2 and the 2, by the way. Lots and lots and lots of confirmation. Repeating cards. For the advice for the Queen, for the person who is listening to this reading, focus on yourself, doing your own work. The 3, 1 is dropping off in this 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups can also be where you don't see it coming. I mean, it's dropping down. You don't see it. You can't see it. But it's being offered. Ace of Swords. Yeah, I'm done. Do all things from heart center. Focus on yourself. Focus on the self-love. Don't make any decisions. Actually, don't make any rash decisions. Don't do anything for the person that is watching. It was asked that action be taken. There's potentially a third-party situation here. This king has got to move into the emperor status. He has all of the resources. The only king we didn't get, because we got pentacles, we got cups, we got swords, is the wands. So, well, we have emperor, also fiery, okay? So that in itself could be the wands, depending on how you look at it. 6 of swords underneath, moving into calmer waters, close to shore. Don't do anything, focus on the self. Let this king do what is necessary to decide what it is that they want to move towards. The 3 will become 2. The 3 will become 2. The sun will come out. That's confirmation. Lots of major arcana, lots of repeating cards. I hope this message gets to whoever needs it. The biggest thing that I want to say is keep the faith. You have Strength card that came out twice. Temperance did not come out twice. Hangman did not come out twice. So the waiting I feel like that was already done. It's a matter of you've just got to have faith. And I feel that strongly with this Fool card. This Page of Swords. The world. The universe is talking. The universe has this Temperance card, this mixing, this alchemy. This Emperor, this King, he's got to do what he's got to do. He's got to do what he's got to do. And you got to let it happen. For whoever this is for. Focus on self. Focus on self-worth. Focus on self-love. That is the truth. You will not see it. You're not expecting this to turn into your favor, but it's turning. I mean, I don't even know how, but that's not my job. And yeah, we have, let's look at some majors real quick so you can have this, so we can talk about how big this energy is, okay? From the pagan other worlds, Two of Cups and Two of Cups. 9 Wands. Let's see. We have the Chariot. That's 1. Moon 2. Strength 3. Tower 4. Death Transformation 5. This is you gotta transform, or they've got to transform. They gotta do it. What did I say? 5. Sun is 6. So we have 6 from that clarifying deck. From the Tarot of Traditions, we have, let's see, 1, Tower 1, Hermit 2, Moon 3, and right there together, by the way. That's 3, 4. So you get 3 together, 4 so far, majors. 5, Fool. 6, Lovers. 7, Temperance. 8, the World. 9, the Hangman. 10, Strength. So 10 majors. And that clarifying, that's quite a strong message there. 10 majors out of, hold on, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of 18, you had 10 majors. No. And then we have, for your main spread here, 1, 2, and that's a pretty big major. 3, 4, 5. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So out of 19, you have 5 majors that were like, hey, listen up. And where these fall from what I feel like is present, or most recent past, like a really recent past but present, to actual present here, you've got end caps, the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. Things are happening. Things are happening. And then the Lovers. And it all comes down to love. It all comes down to love. Cups, cups, cups. Swords, swords, swords. Alright. That's it.